Hi there, folks. This is Adam with 8 Badge Gaming coming to you with the final gameplay video in our Lurantis Garbodor series there. So far, we're currently sitting at 3 and 2 if we're including the game where the recording against Ultra Necrozma kind of botched itself. But we are still at a positive record here overall. We're going to go ahead and hop just right onto the queue and see what we get paired up against. Our last game against Buzzwole was pretty close. Our opponent had exactly what they needed across multiple turns to really lay the hate down on us. Out of 4 cards left in their hand at one point, 3 of them were exactly 3 of what they needed to really set us up for a loss later on in the game. But it was still a very tight game, at least in my opinion, even though it was 3 prizes on our side left to nothing on theirs. But overall, it was pretty great. Today we're paired up against a Metal Electric Psychic colorless deck. Um, I am not entirely sure what we're up against here. I get the feeling this is likely a Magnezone variant. Um, Based on, we're probably going to see Duskmane Necrozma. There's likely some various types of Magnemites in there. We do have a Lele to start off here, though Lele is probably going to be going for Bridget. And that's mainly because we do have an Ultra Ball to potentially go for another supporter of some sort off of another Lele, but the first Lele we're going to actually just see what we have prize, what we have available, etc. So we're waiting to see what our opponent selects starting Pokemon-wise. This could be a potentially good matchup for us, as we do have the ability hate, but we're going to see what we have here overall. And it does look like it's going to be a Duskmane variant here. Starting off with a Magnemite on their side. We're waiting for them to actually do anything on their turn. So we'll see. Their username's Homeschool Mom. Huh, that's pretty fun. Mount Coronet starting here right off the bat. We're going to see what else they throw down here overall. Whether they're going to start off with a supporter. We see an N starting off here. I'm not too happy to see that because that might mess with our potential setup here. But it's likely the only draw supporter that they had. We still did get a Lele and a Fomantis here too. So we might actually Lele here for a draw supporter of some sort. We've got an Ultra Ball discarding 2 energy, so we're up 1 item on our item count, and we've got the Mount Coronet ready to start returning energies to hand there. I don't know if they're going to use it on their first turn. It's probably not in their best interest overall. We did see Ultra Ball go for another Magnemite there, meaning they probably have a Magnezone in hand. We do see Mount Coronet returning energy to hand there, attaching 1 energy to the active, and seeing a pass of the turn. So we top decked a Guzma. We could force one of the Magnemites up and potentially shut them down a little, but we're going to go for Fomantis here. Floatstone, Lele into a draw supporter. Yes, we would like to search our deck. We're going to go for a Cynthia. So let's look at our supporters. We've got a Guzma in hand. We've got a Sycamore in hand. No, we don't have a Sycamore in hand. So Sycamore is one of our prizes. That was previously there. So Sycamore is a prize. We've got a Trubbish. We've got a Trash Avalanche. Toxin prized here as well. We have both of our Fomantises. All of our Lurantises are Lele. We are down an Ultra Ball. So let's see what else. We're down a bodybuilding dumbbells. We've got a floatstone used already, and we're down a grass. So we're gonna go for Cynthia here. We're probably going to just put the bodybuilding dumbbells onto our Fomantis. We're gonna go straight for the Cynthia here. We got an Evo Soda and another Fomantis. We're going to retreat into a regular Fomantis. And we're going to attach an energy. We're going to Synthesis. And we're going to put another energy onto our secondary Fomantis here. Okay, so depending on what our opponent does here, if they don't have the Magnezone right off the bat, then we're pretty well set up because that means that we have another turn where we can just Evo Soda and just look essentially for our Garbotoxin. We only have the one of. We do have multiple Lurantises, so it might be that we Evo Soda on to Trubbish just to really get that going there. We've got a Sycamore on our opponent's side here by the looks of it. Do they have the rare candy in the Magnezone? They do not. We get a Mount Coronet, a Bridget, and an energy discarded here. Let's hope they didn't in those 7-hit rare candy plus Magnezone. It's looking okay because I feel like they would have snapped that off right away given the chance. But we still have hope. This is going to be a bit of a hard matchup for us where our opponent is really trying to hit for a KO. Meteor Tempest plus Choice Band is going to be a KO even with our dumbbells pumping up the HP on our Lurantis GXs. We've got an Ultra Ball here discarding a couple of energy. And let's see, is he going for the Magnezone? He's probably going for the Magnezone. Now, he just has the Claw Slash for KO, which is a bad time for us. Makes me kind of sad that we have our Fomantis in the active. So let's see what our opponent does. They're playing pretty slowly here. They're already down 1.5 minutes over us, and we haven't been doing much. We've got the rare candy. We're going for the Magnezone. We've got 3 energy in the discard. They haven't used Mount Coronet yet, I don't believe, where they did do the Sycamore right off the bat. Now, here comes the Mount Coronet, and let's see if he goes for the Meteor Tempest. Likely we're just going to see the Claw Slash here, because Claw Slash is still going to give a KO. We're waiting on our opponent to take quite a bit of time here overall on their turns for them just to even figure out what they're doing, and it's a little frustrating, but there's not much that we can do there. If they're going to slow play us, they're going to slow play us. It's just giving us more time to think out exactly what we want to do and what they're planning to do. So what I think we're going to do here is we're going to put Trubbish as our active. We're going to Evo Soda. Let's see, Trubbish in the active. We're going to Evo Soda for Garbotoxin is what I think the route is going to be here. We're going to put a Grass Energy here. We're going to Evo Soda, Garbotoxin, Garbodor, and we're going to Cynthia. So we're going to go up cards in hand here. We want to get a Lurantis, which we did. We've got our bodybuilding dumbbells active there. We can Ultra Ball for something else here as well. Let's go for a retreat here into Lurantis. We're going to, I think, Flower Supply here. Flower Supply, and let's see where we want to put our energy. If we put our energy onto the Lurantis, we are prepared to Solar Blade, and our opponent needs Choice Band to KO us right now, because they're up prizes right now, so Sun's Eclipse isn't going to be able to be used. If they don't have the Choice Band, then they're only dealing 220 on our currently 250 HP Pokemon. They don't have the ability to Magnezone additional energy down onto another Pokemon here. If they're Meteor Tempesting, they are going for a bunch of damage now without the potential KO next turn as a possibility. It all depends on what they have in their hand. So we're going to see exactly what they do. We took about 1 minute on our turn, so we'll see how long they take on their turn. They were at 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes and a bit. Oh, wow. We're seeing Skyla here. They're definitely going for Field Blower. Field Blowing. Oh, no. Professor's Letter. That's actually a surprising one. I guess their Field Blower must be either prized or they have it in hand already. Because it's not going to work the way that they want it to. We're going to see a Professor's Letter here going for a couple of energy. They can mount Coronet back energy here as well to get another in hand, but they're not going to have it suited up the way that they want it to be so. We're still in this game. While our opponent is ahead on prizes, we're still in this game overall. We're going to be able to do a Solar Blade on our turn for... Actually, no, we can go for Chloroscythe GX to go for a straight KO. Our opponent is just going to manually attach energy. I think they finally realized that they don't have abilities. They probably should have used that Skyla to go for a Field Blower. And that's if their list is even using Field Blower. But this is definitely going to be making it into an interesting game. We'll see what our opponent does here now. Whether they go for the attack, which they will. And it's not going to be a KO, but it's going to force energy off of their opponent, off of their active. I'm not sure exactly what we want to do here. Let's have a look at the prize, or rather the item counts is currently at 4. So we're hitting after reduction for resistance for 60 with the Lurantis Garbodor. So let's have a look here. Let's go ahead and... we're just going to Solar Blade here. And the reason that we chose Solar Blade over going for straight knockout is it's forcing them to divide energy amongst their Pokemon. They still don't have the ability to KO, and we don't want them to get to the ability of just attaching 3 energy, hitting for 60, and KOing our Lurantis. So here now we're going to do another Solar Blade, which is going to heal us up considerably, while still taking a KO on their Duskmane Magnezone. Now, let's go for an Ultra Ball here, and we're going to discard a, let's see, Float Stone. No, we're going to discard an N, and we're going to discard the Bodybuilding Dumbbells. We're going to go for another Fomantis here that we can eventually evolve into Lurantis. And we're going to go for another Solar Blade here. I think we want to keep our cards in hand as it stands right now, based on our evolution. This keeps us from being KO'd by our opponent. So 60 damage doesn't quite KO us here. We got another... oh, no, we just walked right into it, because now we're down on prizes. They're going to be able to just straight KO us. Oh, wow, that's a sad time, because if they have the energy in hand now, which they should, they can actually just use Sun's Eclipse GX. Now, I don't know if they're going to use their GX, where our Lurantis is already considerably damaged. But if they use the GX, then we can start looking at setting up another Lurantis here. That probably wasn't the best route to take with the KO. We probably should have actually put energy onto there, or gone for Guzma. Soften up our opponent's Dawnwing's Necrozma. Or Duskmane Necrozma. Duskmane, yes, Duskmane Necrozma. Alright, so let's have a consideration here at what we can do. We can go for an Evo Soda. What's our opponent's item count is 2, 3, 4. We can go for an Evo Soda. Our timer's really not cutting us any slack here today. We're going to Evo Soda for a Garbodor. We're going to attach an energy to the Garbodor. We're going to Guzma up our opponent's Magnezone here, I think. We could take an easy prize off the Magnemite, but I think we're going to put up the Magnezone, because it's going to be harder for them to retreat right now. We're going to then go for a Trash Avalanche. So it's only hitting for 60. It's terribly not a large amount of damage here. But it means that our opponent has something stuck up in the active here now. We're trying to, if possible, set up our remaining dumbbells if it's in deck to get our Fomantis up to 250 HP. So we don't die to Meteor Tempest. So we see another item here. Let's hopefully see him discard 2 items. That would be wonderful. Mount Coronet and a Magnezone. I'd love to get a Field Blower here as well, just to get rid of that Coronet, because that would shut him down considerably. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're still at 5 total items now. 3, 4, 5. 5 energy in the discard. A Cobalion is interesting. Ah, he's trying to get ready for that Revenge Blast. A Guzma is not what we wanted to see, because that's actually going to take out our Garbodor here now. And he's got to figure out what he wants to put up in active on his side. I don't know why he's taking as long as he is to make the choices that he is, but we'll see here now. So he needs to get an energy for Meteor Tempest, and that does put him down 3 energy then as well. So it does give us some time to chip away. We're hitting for 80 a chunk, and we need to try and get Garbotoxin, or at the very least the Magnezone, off the board. So we're in a grim situation, folks. We are in a grim situation here. Let's put up our Tapu Lele. We're going to put a Float Stone on it. Float Stone, Choice Band. I think we just go for Sycamore. Field Blower is potentially good here, though our opponent does have energy in hand. So let's go Field Blower, get rid of the Coronet. We're going to retreat into the Garbotoxin Garbodor, put an energy on the Lele, and go for a Trash Avalanche. So this hits for 110. It means that we're at a 2-hit KO right now, with a 1 prize attacker up. Our opponent doesn't have Coronet. They're limited to the energies that they have in hand right now for our Magnetic Circuit on our Magnezone. They do have full reign of their abilities. They do have the ability to Lele if they wanted to right now. We're hoping that they don't have 3 energies in hand out of their 6 cards. We're going to see another Ultra Ball, upping our item count here again by 1, discarding a Rescue Stretcher and a Magnemite. Let's see what they go for. Is it potentially another Magnezone? It's a Tapu Lele. Is he Leleing for a draw supporter, or is he Leleing to get a Guzma? That's the question here now. If he has the energy, which would have to be 3 of his remaining cards in hand, let's see. So Magnetic Circuit, if he has 3 energy, we're dead, because he Lele's for a Guzma. He's got 2 energy. Does he have the 3rd? It's taking some time. Professor's Letter. He's slow rolling us, obviously. We're up another item here, and now we just have to hope he doesn't have a Guzma left in deck, which he very likely does. 21 cards left. He has used 1 Guzma unless there's 2 prized, but he doesn't have the ability then to get something out of the active. He can go for the KO on our Garbodor, which is something. Let's see if he makes the misplay and goes for Lele for Guzma. He's likely just going for Draw Supporter here. Yeah, Draw Supporter takes a KO on our Garbodor. Puts us down to him only needing 1 prize, us having a Lele and a Fomantis, and not much else. We can hit for 60, which isn't a KO with our Lele. Then he has the ability to likely suit up for a KO next turn. We've got a Sycamore. The Revenge Blast is also going to be able to take a KO. Wow, we are really kind of boned here. This has been really bad on our side, to say the least. It's taken forever, because our opponent has used 6 minutes more of time than we have to not do a hell of a lot more. But they've done some more. So let's see. Let's toss an energy down on Lele, and we're just going to go for an N. We're just hopefully going to hate them down to 1 card. Potentially get them stuck. We've got a Field Blower that's not doing much, but we're going to go for an Energy Drive. So we're going to hit for 60. We've got to take 4 prize cards without our opponent taking 1. So we have to hopefully keep our opponent down on cards. The N to 1 has helped. They got a Professor's Letter in those 2 cards. Okay, so he's gone for double energy here. He's likely putting energy down on Cobalion. I can't see him putting the energy elsewhere where we're ready to KO the Dawnwings. Or Duskmane, sorry, I always mix up the 2. He already used his GX. Unless his literal 1 card in hand is an energy, he's not going to be able to take a KO here. But if he goes for the Claw Slash, that's a possibility, but then he's wasting energy without a Mount Coronet to get it back. Because he's got 7, 8, 9 energy in discard, 10, 11, 12 energy there right now. This person is taking so long on their turn. Do you have 1 more energy? If you have 1 more energy, you have the Nut Hand, and we're dead. Okay, so we're not out of this game entirely yet. So let's do a Bridget. Get a Trubbish. Let's throw down another Trubbish. And let's see. Before 30, 4 is 120, so it'll be a KO on our Lele regardless. Doesn't suit up for a KO on our side, so there's no point in investing the energy, so let's just go for an energy drive. Energy drive for KO. Our opponent's at 1 card in hand. We've got maybe a turn. If he has an energy, we're dead. If he doesn't have an energy, we might have a chance. So let's see if they've got an energy. Let's see. 12 energy in the discard, 1 in here. If they don't have the energy, they're probably going to quick guard. They are quick guarding. So, during your opponent's turn from basic Pokemon. Okay. So, let's go Garbodor, Lurantis, Bridget to get it out of hand. We don't want to get anything with it. Let's see. Items in discard. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 180. So we can actually go here. We can retreat into Garbotoxin, and we can Trash Avalanche for a KO on the Cobalion. Okay, so our opponent is pretty bad off right now. We have a strong attacker in Garbodor. They need just 1 prize. They don't have anything that can actually KO us right now. They didn't have the energy for the Cobalion to get a Revenge Blast for KO. They've got another Magnezone here now and 1 card in hand. We can take the KO, I do believe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 180 is going to be a KO on the Lele. Pulled back from the grip of death. We were so boned, got so lucky that N helped us so much, and we were able to beat our opponent. So while this was an incredibly long single game, clocking in at almost 25 minutes total, wow, we were able to pull off a victory. So, with a defeat of Ultra Necrozma in our unrecorded game, a defeat over our. I can't even remember what we played in our first recorded round. I'm not sure. Not at the moment. I'll have to check into that for you. Then in our double feature, we were able to beat Frogs and lose to the Malamar Necrozma deck. And then we lost to Buzzwole, and we were able to beat Duskmane. So we're sitting at an overall 4-2 record across all games played, including the one non-uploaded recording, where it did get botched. But we are sitting at a positive record. This is a bit of a greasy deck at times. We did get card stuck with no draw supporter in hand, no way to get cards in hand a few times, and we paid the price for it. We also did get nutted by our opponents a couple times, but overall it was a pretty fun deck to play. We'll be coming back to you tomorrow with our deck review, our recommendations of what we might change in the deck, what we might mix up overall, how we might change it, how it played, etc. Our overall results, as I can't remember them all off the top of my head at the moment, but we will be coming back to you tomorrow. As always, we do greatly appreciate your viewership. I know this was a much longer than usual gameplay video for you. I hope you stay tuned until the end, where we did manage to get a victory. It was hard fought, and it did require us to be a bit lucky against a slow playing opponent, but we did get there. We hope that you tune in for our deck review video again tomorrow, and to our future weeks of deck plays and gameplays and recordings, etc. We look forward to seeing and hearing from you. With that said, this is Adam from 8 Badge Gaming signing off.